what the fuck am I doing? What's the point? Never wanted to make videos. I was pretty introverted. But what I wanted is to make some impact in the world.
This is our friend Will, one of the fastest growing self-improvement creators whose channel seemingly skyrocketed overnight thanks to the power of one question.
What does it feel like to be 73, 69, 77, 75, 83, 82 and 3/4?
We've witnessed Will go from a struggling creator like us to taking over on pretty much every platform you can think of. And today, we're delving into the reality of his rise and the impact it's had on his life since. Welcome to Creator Confessions, comfortably uncomfortable conversations with creators on a couch.
Hey, welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How are you feeling? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
It's a mindset.
Comfortable or uncomfortable?
Completely comfortable.
You know how the game works, right?
No.
Will be answering 3 questions, one from each jar of increasing degrees of vulnerability. If Will chooses not to answer, there will be a very severe punishment. You will have to eat a glass full of Sprouts in under 30 seconds.
That's sick.
Let's do it.
I pick? All right. What did you feel most unprepared for when you went viral? That's a good question, I guess.
Okay, let me see.
Maybe it's, okay. This is probably a good one. Maybe it's not as good as you think. Like, it's nice, but I don't think that feeling sticks with you. For me, when it blew up, I'm like, finally, I've been working my ass off for over 2 years. It's about time something does well and the views are actually there. So I was very, very satisfied with that, but I realized, like, I woke up the next day, or you hit the first million and you're like, okay, I just want another one. And you just kind of move on.
You thought that when you would hit those numbers, what would change? What would you feel that then actually didn't happen?
At the beginning, like back in the day?
Yeah, when you were like, let's say on our level, like small aspiring creators.
Losers.
Ouch. In our own house, huh?
I thought everything would change. So like I would get brand deals like out the ass basically. Like brands like coming to you and being like, we want to work with you, we want this, we want that. Giving you money, getting consistent views, getting all these comments and love from people being like, oh, I saw this video, so I watched this one and that one and all the others. And Will, you're the best. Like Sprouht is so sick, To an extent it happened, but it just didn't feel as good because you had suffered so long. Like you guys know for sure, like you suffer so long.
Still there.
Yeah, still suffering,
man, yeah.
Still suffering.
Preach it to the choir.
Yeah. But you suffer for so long, you get to a point and you're like, okay, finally, okay, this actually happened.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You didn't really feel a sense of like, oh, I can relax a bit now that you hit it. It was kind of like a...
No, that's when it gets started. For me, I never grew up on YouTube. Didn't watch people too consistently. Like I didn't care. Never wanted to make videos. I was pretty introverted. But what I wanted is to make some impact in the world. And I knew that the way to build my business was to make content. So my vision was basically like, in order to do what I want to do, to get to my next step in my business, I need the reach and the followers. When I got the views, like the first video went viral, it became real. When that happened, I'm just like, oh wow, the real work starts now. Because now the views are there, the numbers are growing. I actually have a base that I can use and I can build a platform and a community with. So now we can start making it happen.
But you were saying before that with your journal, you had already started it before the virality.
I created this book, which is a 365-day workbook that is designed to help you change your life for the better in just 1 year.
So when you say things finally get started, once you hit that point, what do you mean by that? What got started?
So the first creator I ever became friends with, at the time I had 1,000 subscribers and he had 275,000. And he's like, well, despite having 275,000 subscribers, I still feel like a small creator. And I replied, which probably wasn't good at the time, but I'm like, that's crazy because I'm a small creator, but I feel like a big one. That's basically like all the things I've done from the beginning was because of my business background and me saying, it's gonna happen one day. I'm just gonna do it all. I'm not gonna show it, but I'm gonna plan for everything to happen. So I'm gonna build the journal, like I'm gonna build the vision, I'm gonna build the goals, build the systems. Once it happens, then I'll actually make do on that promise. So I always knew that I was gonna get to that point, and I always made sure like that I prepared for it. I guess the funny thing is, the first year, I guess I had let's say like 5,000 to about 20,000 of subscribers. And I had sponsors for an entire year, like between 5 to 20K.
Wow, I didn't even know that. That's crazy. How did you get the people to subscribe to what you were building, even if you were so small?
I was a good businessman, I guess, let's say. And I went to school in finance. Like I come from a family of entrepreneurs and businessmen. I always knew that like when I'm gonna start this thing, which is the same for you guys, we need to make money. If I don't make money, then I can't sustain myself. And that's like the epitome of the starving artist, right? Yeah. I'm like, okay, how can I make money right now? I can make videos for other people. I could do like certain contracts, random freelance work. But what if I can get a sponsor? So I got my friend that I went on a trip with to introduce me to a contact, this company called Sprought. It's like a Canadian company. I reached out to them and I'm like, hey, I'm this creator. I know I'm small, but I have this vision and whatnot. And they're like, oh yeah, we've actually seen your profile. I'm like, okay, that's strange. I have no subscribers. And they're like, yeah, we'd be interested. Let's try something. And I think the person who worked there really liked me. I think she was really nice. And they sponsored me for a whole year.
I resonate a lot with what you said. I always felt like a big creator. I felt like we can, at any point, skyrocket. For a creator to increase their chances of success, they need to find a way to play the long game and be able to post for a long time. 'Cause so many people run out of money or burn out and they quit. And so I think it's really interesting that you took an approach where even as a small creator, you're going out there and trying to get brand deals and convincing people to get brand deals. I've never really heard anyone else do that.
But the funny thing is, it's not hard. It's just, what did I do that no one else does? I asked. Let's say you wanted a brand deal right now, just at your size. I mean, I'm sure you do. It would be really nice and you could get, but you're not asking. Are you asking?
Thought of it.
Yeah.
If you asked, if you actually put time to ask, you would get 5 brand deals.
Okay, go for it. I love this.
So for me to be like, hey, I want 5K, they're like, well, we don't have $5,000 in May to work with you. But you know, they're not gonna say we have 2, but they do have 2. They have 1. They can slot you in. That's where you guys come in.
Yes!
And that's how I came in. The brand was like, oh, we only have 1,200 this month. 1,200 it is, you know? We'll do 2 instead of 3 or 1 instead of 2. And then every month we just keep negotiating. Okay, what do you have left? 1,500. All right, we'll do 1,500. You know?
Oh, no, that's
and that was really sustainable. Like it was very helpful.
I think of other creators that we've met who are bigger, and there seems to be this general consensus that it's hard to get brand deals, or that they're unsatisfied with brand deals, or the relationships are always off.
They are. Coming from the finance world where business actually makes sense, this industry makes no sense.
Yeah, it's fact.
But when you work together, I mean, you know, you have payment terms, you have deposits, like initial deposits, you have actual contracts, but brands are like, no, we pay you this much. We pay you net 60, which is 60 days after the video goes live. We don't pay you an initial deposit. Obviously, we're not suing you like the creator because we don't have the money to hire a lawyer to sue you for 4K. I mean, the lawyer's gonna cost 10 grand. Yeah, that's kind of how they do it. And if you argue, we just stop answering you and we'll go to the next guy. I understand that. It's very frustrating. And for me, having come into that world the last few months, I'm trying to leave. Brand deals are nice. Like obviously, don't get me wrong, it would be nice to have a couple brand deals a month. You make that steady income, you can pay a team, do whatever. But I'm trying to get rid of the need to have a brand deal because it makes no sense. So how can I develop my channel, my community into an actual business? That's like the big thing I'm working on right now.
Do you ever worry that your audience, they will switch and think of you as a sellout? And then what happens to your business there? Have you thought about that alternative?
But I'm not selling anything. I'm still making content.
Put the journal down.
No, but this is like, I'm not selling you some BS course that's gonna waste your money. I literally spent a year doing this. I mean, everyone's gonna market their product the same way. You know, I swear I'm not a sellout, whatever. In my opinion, it adds to my altruistic vision of making the world a better place. If I can bring something to your attention that's actually positive and beneficial to your life, then am I doing something wrong or am I doing something right? I think you need to play the game a little bit in order to reap the rewards, but you also need to have good intentions. You can buy it. I'm not forcing you to buy it, but I'm doing the marketing to be able to show you that it exists. What I'm saying is when you're on YouTube, the product is your audience, right? That's why you get brand deals. I'm doing my best not to sell to people in a sense, you know, like I think people respect brand deals and they're like, well, he's got to eat too. So I see that, I respect that. And then everything else I'm doing is, in my opinion, just to help.
I'm also curious to take it like a step back, because you said you don't see yourself as being a YouTuber. That's not the career path you're going down. Is there something specific about the path of being a YouTuber that's undesirable to you?
Yeah. So I would say to people who are not familiar with the industry, they think you're an idiot. Like everyone that I speak to, and they don't, it's a different generation, but I was at a wedding last week and I haven't seen part of my family in such a long time. They're like, oh, what do you do now? I'm like, oh, I make YouTube videos. They're like, actually, like, what do you actually do? I make YouTube videos. Like, you make money doing that? Yeah. You having fun? Like, yeah. What? As long as you're having fun, you know? Just like, just fuck you, you know? Like, and then you see my sister, what are you doing? Oh, I'm in law school. Great, that's amazing. Finally, we need a lawyer in the family, you know? I'm like, geez, okay, well, I'm actually doing well, so. But why is it undesirable? But I don't want to go around and say like to a generalization that being a YouTuber desiring that is bad. But everyone is just so hooked on the get rich quick, get views quick, get famous quick, that you're not learning any valuable lessons in life. Like the whole point of life is it's a journey, right? I think it's the same for you guys when it happens, but if I didn't suffer for so long, I wouldn't appreciate where I am now. You need to suffer, you need to eat shit in order to taste the rainbow, basically.
It's a lot of shit.
It's a lot of shit, yeah. You guys are eating a bit too much. Yeah, you know, close your mouth, you know. Everyone just wants to be famous and wants to be rich, and they don't want to work to do it, at least these generations. I really was like, I enjoy the grind. I love when it's hard, because if I'm doing something that's easy, it's not fulfilling. And I find that the YouTuber course is exactly like that. Like, how can I get as many views as possible, as fast as I can, you know, and make as much money as I can? And it's like, well, what's the point? Relying on an algorithm to build something that you truly believe in is tough. Because if you're not doing it the right way, then you can sway from your dream and just start chasing things like making videos that get the most views, which I've done many times. And then at a certain point, you do it enough times and you realize, like, what the fuck am I doing? What's the point? I've just swayed so far away from what I wanted to do, it doesn't even make sense to me anymore. That's why I don't enjoy it that much. Like, I don't enjoy the concept of saying, like, I'm a YouTuber. If you do what you say, then I agree with it. If you're true to yourself all the time, I agree with it. It's just another industry, it's another way to make money. But most people are not doing that. Fine, views are good, money's nice, but at the end of the day, what do you have left? Like, you sit in your room alone and who the fuck are you?
Have you even thought of a plan B of in case? Because there are some creators
Don't get into that.
There's no plan B.
There's no plan B.
Okay.
Relax.
I always say to people, I'm at the point where I'm so confident, I believe in myself so much, that if you dropped me on an island and took away everything that I had and told me, like, figure it out, I would be totally comfortable doing that. Things come and go, but I try not to think about stuff as too important. We're all gonna die at some point, so you might as well just enjoy what you're doing. I like what I'm doing. If it doesn't work, there are thousands of other things that I will enjoy. So I'll find one of those, and then I'll do that. And yeah, it's like marriage, right? Like, it's the same thing with careers. So I'm not worried.
Honestly, you could be dead tomorrow, so really, even at your age, you could be fucking dead tomorrow. No, I'm serious. Look out, the meteor. You know.
Yeah.
Mic drop on that one, man.
Thank you.
But I
Hopefully
also,
you guys don't go through that. We're gonna have to stay together.
we'll talk about
We're gonna make them stay together.
We'll talk about it on your interview. All right, congratulations.
going.
I made it through level
You
one.
made it level 1. How was it?
Easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Level 2. Why
You
are
wanted.
so
I hope you
ugly?
get a hard one in level 2.
I hope so.
If it's not hard enough, we'll think of one off the top of our head.
I like that.
Ooh.
I like that. See, this is why they're good. You should subscribe. What went through your head when you saw this?
Ooh, that's a good one. All right, that's a good one. Ooh.
Okay, it's Noah Kagan on Twitter says, I found a guy who copies my exact style on YouTube, and he even copied my outfit. Should I love it or hate it? It's hilarious. Honestly, it's so funny. The fact that he said he even copied my outfit is the funniest thing. Like, you know, I don't want to be rude, but you think you invented the Patagonia jacket?
Yeah, he looks familiar, doesn't he, eh?
One of the most successful companies in the world. Everyone's wearing a Patagonia jacket. I'm sorry. Also, I was in finance. This guy has a business. I thought it was funny. Like, he had the audacity to say I copied your own outfit. Like, I don't even follow him. It's just my strategist I used to work with was like, hey, this Noah Kagan style works really well. Let's just copy it. I'm like, bro, I don't want to just copy it. He's like, no, like, I did the data. It's gonna work. I'm like, fine, whatever. That's why I hired you. Whatever. Let's do it. And then it blew up and I did very well. And then I got that.
What,
thing.
like 3 million views now or what?
It's really close to 4. Yeah, really
That's
close to
crazy.
4 million. But the video is different. Like, the whole video is different. But the intro is based off of a video he did. Like the way it looks, the style, the font is the same in the thumbnail. The thumbnail is the same. That's what I don't like, right? Like, that wouldn't have been my ideal thing, but because you see it on YouTube, you're like, oh, this works, so I'm just gonna replicate it.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was hilarious.
Did you not have any sense of like, you know, any anxiety that came up of a big creator in the space just calling me out? Is this gonna impact me negatively at all? Or did that not go through your mind?
No, I reached out to him right away. I'm like, yo, let's have a conversation. And then he stopped answering me eventually. I don't know how to respond to that because it's so petty to me. I think he was just doing it to ignite his community.
Yeah.
You know, and it feeds into himself. Like, it's a comment about yourself. This guy copied me. He doesn't care about me. He cares about him.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like, no offense. That's when you realize that. You're like, oh, whatever. I'm not reinventing the wheel with what I'm doing, but to a lot of people, it's innovative because they're like, I've never seen this. But I'm sure people have been doing this for, you know, Think and Grow Rich. Like, you know, have you read that book? He goes and he interviews a bunch of people and talks to them about their biggest lessons and everything. I mean, it's already been done. It's just you haven't heard of it or it's not the way you want to consume it. So.
Is there someone that you stole like an artist from or that inspired you to do this kind of format?
Yeah, I mean, at first, Yes Theory was a good example of someone who inspired me. Before I started my brand, I had my whole vision and I pitched it to a girl I was going out on a date with. And she's like, you remind me of the Yes Theory guys. I'm like, who the fuck is that? She's like, you gotta watch these guys. I'm like, they went to McGill also, like same university as you. And all my teachers that I told my brand about were like, you gotta watch the Yes Theory people. So I'm like, all right, this seems like these are the guys that I should emulate. So I did that for a beginning. The street interviews is just my friend, Sean Rizwan. Sean was doing interview content. I saw him making the videos and I met him and I'm like, oh my God, this guy's videos are so simple. He walks on the street, he talks to people. They do so well. He was making that content and I'm like, this is really interesting. I'll try this, but what if I twist it a bit? So I just didn't want to do what he was doing. I wasn't interested in that. But I'm like, oh, let me make content about asking people about their advice and their biggest regrets, like things I would like to consume. And yeah, and it worked. I don't know if he's my inspiration, but seeing him hold a microphone and do it, I'm like, oh, that's cool.
You experimented a lot as well, because you know you kind of started more travel focused, and then it went more to personal growth, and then you came into the more spectacle, like doing videos with strangers, and then the interviews is what really hit. Are you happy that that's the kind of content that hit, or do you feel stuck making, you know, interviews with strangers content?
When I started, I also like met someone who was making content that they didn't love, but they blew up because of it. And you could see the struggle in their eyes of like, I don't really like this that much, but my audience wants this. And now I feel stuck to do this. I always told myself, whatever I do, if it is to blow up, I wanna make sure I love it. If I put something out that I don't love and I blow up, I'm fucked. And that's always how I've done it. Every video that I've made, if I blew up for it, I would have enjoyed making a similar one. So when the interviews came, it was natural. I like talking to people. I like seeking advice. I've been doing this for a long time personally. It worked and I'm like, dude, I'm living the best life. Like I'm making content that I actually enjoy and people enjoy watching it. So I have the best of both worlds. That's because I was, like what I said earlier, I was true to myself the whole time. And I think you guys are very similar. That's why we've connected well. I think what you're doing now is very noticeable. It will do very well. You can, like by the people you've interviewed, you can tell, you know. People enjoy it.
Manifestation juju.
These guys are gonna blow up. If this video doesn't blow up right now, right now. Like this, like literally, like if you don't see the views skyrocket as you reload the page, something's wrong. Like the whole system is down. So just like it, call your friend, your cousin, your aunt, anyone you know who has a YouTube channel or Gmail, tell them to subscribe. Why are you still watching? You haven't pressed like. Press like. I see you sitting on your couch watching this. What are you eating? Popcorn? What is that?
Now it's getting too much. You're gonna like click away.
Yeah, sorry.
I made crap out of it.
It's pretty impressive how quickly you grew. Like you went from having like not even 10,000 on Instagram to what is it now? 500,000 in like a few months.
A bit under, yeah.
YouTube, same thing. Facebook, same thing. Have you now noticed a lot more people trying to copy your style as well?
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel?
That's good. It's good. I mean, one, you'll never do it as good as me. If you do, you'll never do it for as long as me. So I'll beat you, wherever you are. I'll take you down.
That's the mindset.
And as always, it's a mindset.
No, but I mean, if there's more people going out in the world, interviewing people, asking them about their life advice, and they're sharing that, like, oh my God, the world's a better place, you know? It doesn't matter. Anyway, they don't have the same vision as me. They're not me. They don't have the same ideation process. If you want to copy my content, that's fantastic. It's actually providing value for the world. So I don't mind.
I feel like we juiced Will
juiced
out.
That's fine.
Level 3, let's go on to that.
You picked either the best or worst person to play this game with because I ask deep questions for a living.
Yeah.
So I'm so comfortable with this. Is that bad or good? I don't know.
That's good.
Okay. Will you have me on again?
Of course, anytime, man.
Okay, next episode. Me again. Do you create videos on YouTube to fill any deeper gaps in your life? Example, a craving to be loved, a sense of significance, etc.
Think about it.
It's an interesting question. I don't think so. Do I create any videos to fill any deeper gaps in my life? No. My answer is no, because I grew up with a lot of love from my parents and a lot of support, and my friends are really cool. Like, I love my friends. The school I went to when I was younger, teachers were very loving. And also I had my own journey of personal growth and whatnot where I love myself, like learned to love myself. So I feel very full, or I have felt very full since I started. The videos are my chosen way of building a career, but not to do anything else in specific.
I'm curious then, on the flip side, do you feel like that since you've started creating content, it has created any gaps in your life that maybe weren't present before? Whether it's social life, relationships.
Good flip.
Flip that.
It has, let's not say like content is the reason, but more the work. As a workaholic. Yeah. My AA meeting.
Yeah, this is why we're here.
Hello. You work so much, you wake up and you're like, fuck, do I have to edit that video? Or like, do I have to review that video now? Or do I go work out? It should always be to work out, in my opinion, but it's not. It's not like that.
I was up all night editing and then stayed up so late that I woke up late this morning. And instead of working out like I usually would, I just went right to a coffee shop and went to work. And it's kind of been like this for the last few weeks of my trip.
And I'm conscious of that, so I'm trying to change that, and like hiring a team and finding people to work for me and delegating tasks has been very important for me the last few months to stop killing myself. But I think at a point or time or two, you have to kind of kill yourself a little bit, just not for long enough that you actually get problems.
I'm actually curious to give people an insight that see, Sprouht and what you're doing and say, oof, I would love to get to that level. How much work goes into that in terms of what does a day or a week look like in your life?
So I'm always working. Like, imagine you have a switch. I'm always on. And even when I'm sleeping, my dreams. No, I'm kidding. I mean, my dreams are my work.
Today, no joke, today I had a dream that I changed a YouTube title.
No
and it
way.
blew up. I literally stayed up, like, in my mind. I was like half awake. I'm like, what was the title? What was the title? So I feel you.
That's crazy. Okay, I dreamed last night of DMing a series of like well-known people and them being like, yes, I want to be on your podcast. And then I woke up, checked my DMs, like, fuck, they haven't answered. So I work all the time, basically. If I'm on a walk, I'm kind of analyzing the world and seeing the world as different sets of ideas. So if I see someone like crossing the street and they do it weird or whatever, I'm like, why did you do that? And I try to pinpoint the cultural reason for that and try to think of an idea, write it down.
I feel like that's a really important trait and quality if you want to succeed in anything, whether it's YouTube or in business. You need to have, at least that's how I feel, a bit of that obsessive mindset and obsession with it.
I feel like that leans more towards your mind is just always switched on rather than you're actually working all the time. That's what's hard for me in trying to explain what is so hard about working on YouTube and creating for YouTube until you're actually in it and just feel the mental strain of trying to be a creator and juggle maybe your side business or whatever it is. Because a lot of people will say, well, you're not working in a factory, you know, you still have the luxury of being at home to work. And it's like, yeah, it's just a completely different grind. It's less of that physically I'm in pain and more of that mentally you're just always switched on.
Well, YouTubers are in theory entrepreneurs, or really intrapreneurs, because YouTube owns us. You know, the amount of work you do will directly contribute to the success that you have. So that's why you feel the need to work so hard and work all the time, because if I'm not working, my business isn't operating. And once you have a team, which is the dream and the goal of every business, then you can go on vacation or you can not work as much, but you got to get to that point. And no one will ever be as passionate about it as you, because it's your vision, like it's your baby. It's an unfortunate reality that comes with doing this career and doing anything reasonably ambitious in the world. You kind of have to suffer a little bit, but knowing when is too much, or like knowing when you're going overboard, which I think you've experienced. That's the key. Otherwise you just burn out and die. You get so stressed out, you develop a disease and you die, like actually. Yeah, so I'm trying not to get to that point.
Your drive and your workaholic behavior, where does it stem from for you? That
desire?
That desire, yeah.
So when my grandparents passed away, specifically my grandfather, there were so many people that would come to the funeral and also like in the years after and be like, I know your grandfather. I remember him because my dad used to work with him or this, and he gave us a chance. He's such a nice man, your grandfather. Like, he always wanted to make sure that we were taken care of, even though he didn't know us. My grandmother, same thing when she passed away, same kind of thing. She didn't have a business, but this is the type of person she was. My parents, my grandparents, they just want to make a change in the world. A very altruistic family. I'm like, this is nice, you know, I want to be spoken about the same way that people talk about my parents and grandparents.
I relate to that, and there's part of me that says I really want to impact people, but then there's also the part that is I also want to feel significant in a selfish way, you know? How much of that is ego-driven versus, you know, just purely genuine impact?
I don't really care about being significant. I'm significant to myself, so I'm good, you know, I love myself. I mean, I get ego placed to everything, right? Like your whole life is about your ego. So I can't stay here and deny the fact that I don't have an ego. I think I have a huge ego, but at least what I'm using that for is, in my opinion, good. It could be bad, but I'd rather it be good.
Yeah.
I think like what you were saying before is everything makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything ties into your why.
Yeah.
So.
And I do want to like actually take a moment to honor that in you, because since we've met you, even though you were experimenting with things, it's always been at the core to have that mission. And it's been really cool to watch you maintain that and now skyrocketing. And as you said, it's just getting started. So we're excited to be part of the journey and just see you take off, help you as well, give you a kick up the ass, you know?
Straight in the ass. Just toes in.
That's what you like, huh? Cut.
No, it's good. It's really good.